So there was definitely a time where it was prime time for cloud certifications. I'm thinking like 2015, 2016. I kind of got in on the latter half of that. And what I mean by prime time is that having a cloud certification on your resume really did make you stick out. Like it was something niche. There wasn't a lot of content around it. And having it really made you seem like you were an expert and that you could land interviews and potentially jobs over having a cloud certification on your resume. I definitely benefited from it, but I think it's really different now. In 2023, they don't have as much of an impact as they used to. I really don't think they matter as much as they used to, but we're still carrying this behavior on certifications as if it were those prime years, right? I think we need an updated framework and an updated way of looking at certifications and how they can actually benefit us. And I have my own opinion. This is, again, my own advice from my own experience. And if you choose to follow it, then so be it. If not, there's plenty of other people who have different types of advice. But what I suggest is we look into what I call the self-taught framework to get into cloud. And instead of trying to, get all the certifications, have lots of stuff to share on LinkedIn and to sort of be metric driven when it comes to certifications, trying to get all of them all the time, nonstop studying for them. We instead leverage this framework that I have, which actually I just said self-taught framework to get into cloud, but it's 2 certs, 2 projects, 1 year entry-level experience. We don't necessarily need to dive into the 1 year entry-level experience part of it. I think that's a separate video to talk about, but you're covering CLI, so Bash skills, programming language, Python I recommend, cloud platform, and then dumb DevOps practices. There's 4 steps to it. 1, go get an associate level cloud certification. So that is something like the AZ-104, the AZ-204, the AWS Certified Developer Associate, which is the one that I got, or the Certified Solution Architect Associate, whatever associate level certification you want to get. Go and figure that out. And then once you take your time studying for that, go to implement a project that implements the knowledge of that certification. Now, I always like to bring up this example of a colleague. His name is Chris, solution architect at Microsoft. He built this Azure Pet Store, which is an actual pet store built with Azure technologies, but he built this and the guides as he was studying for his AZ-204 certification. So he was like, hey, I want to get hands-on. I want to be able to pass the certification, but also really learn what it is that I need to learn. So he went and he got that certification and he built this along the way. So that's why when I say go and build a project that implements that associate certification knowledge, that's what I'm talking about. After you do that, you can follow up with a complementary certification. A lot of times people like to stack, they want to do the whole associate level, then professional or specialty and something like that. I think when it comes to entry level roles, your cloud exposure role or your entry level cloud role, it really more matters the range of skills that you have and your ability to learn and your want and your interest and things like that, instead of being an expert at any particular thing. I don't think anyone is hiring at that level for expertise. They're hiring for you to be sort of a jack of all trades, which is completely fine. As you move up in your career, you're going to find things that you want to specialize in, right? So what do I mean by complementary certification? I'm talking about, okay, get a Linux certification, get a networking certification, get a security, DevOps, whatever it is that you want to complement the skill set that you've obtained in step 1 and step 2. I would say pay attention to you building your project in step 2. Like, what areas did you really like? Did you like DevOps? Did you like Linux? Did you like networking? Whatever it is, go and build on that skill set and then get that complementary certification. So I'm talking about things like the Linux Plus, the LPI certifications, networking, Network Plus, anything really that you feel like would be a good fit there. And then step 4 would be to go and implement the knowledge that you got from that complementary certification into either the project that you built in step 2, or you build a new project, completely new project. It's up to you. By the way, if you want this diagram, I have a video covering all of it if you don't want to pay. But if you do want to pay, the high definition version is go to payhib.com/made by GPS. I have a couple of diagrams here. I love visual notes, so I make them and I've made them available for sale. This is a way that you can help me keep making free content and not having to work with sponsors or stuff like that. So yeah, if you're interested in the diagram, you can go to that website and purchase it. Yeah, so this is what I recommend. Oh, just another thing about the diagram. I have a video, it's 30 minutes long covering the whole diagram, but it pretty much tells you like how to get into cloud depending on where you're starting from, what you need to do in each area, and that thing here. But we're just talking specifically about the relationship with certifications. So yeah, I really think that if you do that, you're going to be in a great position. You know, you're in your entry level role. You do your 2 certifications, 2 projects in a year. You can change your career in a year. I'm not here promising you that you can do this in 3 weeks, in 6 months, or anything. But I truly do think that if you follow this and you do it in a year, you can get it done. All right. If you want more of a outlined study plan to keep you more accountable in terms of like the technical learning, I can, without like the certification. So let me switch here. My 6-month cloud study plan, this is free. You go to madebygps.com/cloudcamp, or you go to learntocloud.guide, which is the most popular open source guide to the fundamentals of cloud computing. And then you click study plan on here, then it's here. I made this back in December for anyone starting cloud in this year. But there's a couple of tips here, and it gives you like 2 weeks, go learn Bash, go create this kind of script. 2 weeks, go learn networking. 5 weeks, go learn programming. 6 weeks, go learn a cloud platform. And it's kind of like, you know, it gives you the timelines and the things that you should learn. And I also factor in 3 days into every single step for you to go and document and create a video, create a blog post, whatever it is to document your learnings. Because I do think that building that online, portfolio of your knowledge and building your brand is important, but don't let that consume you. Make sure the focus is to learn, to get hands-on, to study, and then just use those 3 days to go and create whatever it is that you want. I don't factor in certifications in here, but I could easily see you doing like, do the Bash, do the networking, do the programming, and then go and take a cloud certification as you develop and you work through this step 4. Then go Terraform, go Docker, then do another certification, and then finish off with GitHub Actions, something like that. It'll probably take you more than the 6 months, but like I said, I factored it in a year. I probably should update this roadmap to include certifications, but I haven't for now. That's the kind of advice I have there. Certifications don't matter in 2023 unless you make them work for you in a way that does work in 2023. Did I say 2013? I'm sorry, it's Friday. All right, that's it for this one. I'll see y'all in the next one.